Shalom. First and foremost, I'm going to start by giving all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Rakah HaKodash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone that rule well and teach well, and peace and blessings to the hopeful elect, pushing this word with all truth, righteousness, and sincerity. Shalom, shalom. This is your brother Quanah Wath with the Great Millstone Charlotte Camp, coming with another quick lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shai. And this evening, man, as brothers had touched on, in previous days, this, National Burger Day, these 1 cent burgers, right, which, you should avoid like the plague, right, if you eating these things. In 2023, man, you got to count your days, man, right? But digressing, right, we see these things happening, we see these people celebrating, 1 cent burgers, 50-cent burgers, National Burger Day, all this madness. But, these same people are about to starve to death, man, right? We're seeing all this, people rejoicing in the cheapness of these burgers, right? You go into the victuals shall be so good cheap, right? Right? They're giving you a whole cheeseburger for 50 cents, right? Never mind what's in it. But we live in a time where, famine is about to have these people in a stranglehold, man, right? All these things, these people are about to starve to death out here, right? So I wanted to start here. Let's get this, because, it's a people rejoicing over the sale of these burgers. Salakia. But there's going to be a time where, as you read in Lamentations 4th chapter, they're pining away, for lack of food, man. We'll grab that too. But let me start here in Sirach 11 and 25, right? It reads, in the day of prosperity, there is a forgetfulness of affliction, right? People are even though they're struggling, right? We often see people crying about how they can't pay for things, how they can't afford to live, right? But this is still a time of prosperity in comparison to the times that are to come, man, right? We ain't seen nothing yet, right? It says in the time of prosperity, there's a forgetfulness of affliction, because people don't realize how hard things are about to get, man, right? And they don't realize how hard things have been. They went through the whole lockdown situation, 2019, 2020, right? And now we're on the other side of that, so-called, and people forgot about that. People forgot about the affliction. People forgot about the lack of jobs, right? And all these things are about to ramp up and become even worse, man. It says, and in the day of affliction, there is no more remembrance of prosperity, right? So when the Lord has these afflictions come upon the land, right, the famine, the plague, the pestilence, right, 2nd Ezra 15th and 16th chapter, as these things start to take hold and take grasp, there's going to be a forgetful, a no more remembrance, Salakia, of the prosperity that they once had, man, right? People are going to be dreaming about 1 cent cheeseburgers, man. People are going to be to the point where they're eating their friends and family, right? Eating, eating themselves, man, right? I did want to grab this article just real quick. So we'll go to that Lamentations first, and then we'll get this article, because all these people you see are about to starve to death, man. And the ones that don't starve, the sword is gonna destroy, right? And the ones that escape both the sword, and and the starvation, the missiles is gonna get, man. Right? So it's all affliction, it's all terror, it's all the judgment of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai that's about to come upon these people, man. Right? And they're just using this National Burger Day, Burger Week, whatever the fuck, as another distraction to keep people's minds, right? Another way to poison the people, another way, to have these people thinking about prolonging their lives in Babylon, instead of separating themselves, man. Talking to you Israelites, right? First and foremost, right? Or chief, only you Israelites, you Negro, Latino, Native Americans, Hispanics, right? And those who this word, connects with your spirit, right? You Israelites, are always their chief target, right? Psalms 83rd chapter talks about the crafty counsels, that they take, against you, man. You don't think they took a very craftily laid counsel to lay this snare, to lay this trap of giving you niggas burgers for damn near free, right? To just openly poison you, right? Get you to poison yourselves, you know? Let's get this real quick. This is Lamentations 4, and I'll start in verse 9. It reads, they that be slain with the sword, right? So any manner of sword, the Lord, has the gun, the modern day sword as the gun, right? Actual, any killing instrument, right? The Lord has, various means, of destruction laid out. So that sword could be a beast, right? The teeth of wild beast, right? It could be a gun. It could be anything, that causes you to be put to death, man. It's like it. They that be slain with the sword are better than they that be slain with hunger, right? Because that death by hunger, is a slow and painful death, man, right? It says, for these pine away, stricken through for want of the fruits of the field. And that word pine going into waste, man. You waste away, you slowly die, right? And we see that in some of these other nations where these people are starving to death, right, for lack of bread. And how much more in Babylon the Great, right? Even when they present people with that MOTB, there are going to be people who have taken the chip and still starve to death, man, right? And that's their judgment. And these same people are people that are, jumping up and down for these damn cheeseburgers, man, right? Let me get this article. So this reads, what happens to the body and mind when starvation sets in? Because this is what people are about to face in great numbers, man, right? Now jumping down, it reads, within days, faced with nothing to eat, the body begins feeding on itself. The body starts to consume energy stores, carbohydrates, fats, and then the protein parts of the tissue. So your body starts to waste away, as we read. It says, metabolism slows, the body cannot regulate its temperature, kidney function is impaired, and the immune system weakens. And these people's immune systems is already compromised, man. They took all them jabs, they took all the boosts, right? So they took all these things, and now they're being presented with what? Another jab. And surely enough, it's going to be another boost, and a third boost, and a fourth boost, and right? And continual on and on cycle, right? But their immune system is already weak, and then when they go through this famine, that they're going to be compromised even further, man, right? Because of lack of food. When the body uses its reserves to provide basic energy needs, it can no longer supply necessary nutrients to vital organs and tissues. The heart, lungs, ovaries, and testes shrink, muscles shrink, and people feel weak. Body temperature drops and people can feel chilled. People can become irritable and it becomes difficult to concentrate. And that's when, the sedition, right, is going to enhance as well, right? Because these people haven't eaten in a couple days, right? The Americans are used to eating 3, 4, 5 times a day, man. So when you tell them you might not be able to eat once in a whole week, right? That's when they're gonna start the uproars, man. Right? All the grocery stores are gonna be lacking food, right? Because they're gonna be ransacked. All the people who had stores, had little storages and the preppers and whatnot. They may not have access to that food, man. Right? Or somebody's gonna come in and steal that food, man. So all these things you see, are going to lead to this famine or lead to this starvation, right? And these are the things that are going to be happening to these people, right? The same people that you see, celebrating burgers, Burger Day, man, right, are about to be starving to death, be out here laying out in the middle of the street, starving to death, getting picked at by birds, getting drugged and bitten at by coyotes and whatnot, man, right? It says, and it's all the judgment of the Lord, right? The righteous indignation that the Lord has upon these wicked people, you know. These are the times that, we pray to happen, right? We just pray that we endure, that the Lord may have mercy on us, that we can, be taken care of in that time, man. Continuing on, it says, eventually, nothing is left for the body to scavenge except muscle. Once protein stores start getting used, death is not far, right? And that's why it says this is worse than the sword, because this is a long drawn out process of people not people starving to death, man. It says you're consuming your own muscle, including your heart muscle. In the late stages of starvation, people can experience hallucinations, convulsions, disruptions in heart rhythm. Finally, the heart stops. And this is what's about to come, right? Now it says here, it talks about it can take up to 21 days or 40 days, right? That's how long somebody has survived without food, right? And not died. So it could be months, without you eating, man. And think these people are gonna be not eating, and then they're gonna be on the run, right? Fighting for their lives, while not eating or not having ate, right? So this is all a terrible way to go, man. But this is what's coming to the world. This is what's coming to the masses of the people, right? Let's grab this real quick. I don't want to make this too long. Just to get the point, man. We see, as I'm about to read, the victuals are so good cheap right now, but these people are about to find, be in a great state of lamentations, man. Now this is, it's like it. Second Esdras 16. It's the book of Second Esdras chapter 16. And I'll start in 17. It reads, woe is me, who will deliver me in those days? The beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine, right? We're in the beginning of famine, right? It's a manufactured famine, but at the end of the day, it's all the will of the Lord, right? This is all Yahweh Shem Yahushua is doing. It's all his indignation upon the land. The beginning of famine and great death, man, right? It's going to be millions of people who die of starvation out here, man, right? And those that, some are going to resort to cannibalism, right? You see movies like Snowpiercer. You see movies like The Road, right? You see movies like Book of Eli. That's what's coming, to these people out here. And those that, don't have the hedge of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, you're going to see people resort, to eating each other, right? Eating their dogs, eating their friends, eating their family, their children, the beginning of wars and the powers that shall stand in fear. The beginning of evils, right? So all these things are what? Evils, bad times, man. Evils and only evils, are coming upon the land. Ezekiel 7th chapter, right? It says, the beginning of evils, and what shall I do when these evils shall come? And so what are we doing, right? We're asking the Lord for that hedge of protection now, right? We're running into that house now, right? We're seeking the Lord while he may be found, seeking the Lord early, in while the evil days come not, man, right? This is what we're doing so that why? So that we're not caught out in these evils, that we're not caught in these famines, we're not caught in these wars, right? Though brothers is gonna be, we'll be in the midst of this, right? We'll be saved out of it, as Jeremiah 30:7, right? We'll be saved out of Jacob's trouble, right? But we don't want to be, partakers of the judgments that the Lord has prepared, man. It says, behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish, man. And this is what the people are about to face, is great anguish, right? Starving to death is a great anguish, right? Are sent as scourges for amendment, man. Punishments, for correction. This is the Lord correcting the ways, of 2/3, man. But for all these things, they shall not turn away from their wickedness, nor be always mindful of the scourges. So they're not going to turn away. They're not going to seek the Lord. So he's got to continue to turn the knob up, man. Turn the fire up, until that ultimate fire comes, being those ICBM nuclear missiles, man. That beast of destruction. It's about to cleanse the earth, and completely wipe Babylon the Great, America off the map. It says, behold, victuals shall be so good cheap upon earth. What are we seeing? The National Burger Day, 1-cent burgers, 50-cent burgers, buy one, get one free burgers, right? And this is just another distraction again, as brothers have gone into another snare for Jake, right? It's the, what, they had the fucking Popeyes chicken sandwich a few years ago, right? They know how to get niggas, man. Right? It's a they follow the same plan book or playbook, right? But as we see, right, the victual is so good cheap, right? Because we know hyperinflation is coming, right? People are going to be, again, as we read, a forgetfulness of affliction in the day of prosperity, right? They don't realize that things are about to get exceedingly worse, man, right? It says, behold, victuals shall be so good cheap upon earth that they shall think themselves to be in good case, right? Everybody thinks it's a good case right now. Everybody thinks everything is going to go smooth, right? They can't see Babylon falling, man. They can't see America, losing steam, right? It's like, why would they give us a dollar cheeseburgers? Why would they give us 50-cent cheeseburgers, 1-cent cheeseburgers, right? If everything was going to shit, like people say, they wouldn't be able to do this. But they do these things, to distract the minds of the people, from what's going on, in geopolitics and even in domestic affairs, man, right? To distract them away from, the planned pestilences, right? To distract them from the MOTB infrastructure being established, World War III, all these things, that have been prophesied, in the last days. It says, behold, victuals shall be so good cheap upon earth that they shall think themselves to be in good case. And even then shall evils grow upon the earth, right? Evils are growing upon the earth, right? And they're continuing to grow. The sword, various ways of death. Famine, and that famine going into the starvation that we're about to see. Everybody's used to eating. America is the most gluttonous country, to ever exist, right? So everybody's used to constantly filling themselves. But there's going to be a time, and it's coming soon, right, when these people won't be able to eat, where these people are going to be, begging for food, eating each other, right, breaking into the houses for lack of bread, as the scriptures read. All these things, man, this is what's coming. It says, the sword, famine, and great confusion, right? Because that perplexity, let's get that real quick in Timothy. Is it Timothy? Salakia. Salakia, I think let me see. Make sure I'm thinking about the right one. Salakia. Salakia. Perplex. I think this was it, Salakia. This is Luke 21 and 25. And there shall be signs in the sun, in the moon, and in the stars, and upon the earth distress of nations with perplexity, and the sea and the waves roaring. But you go into that word perplexity, right? It talks about how people will be astonished, for a lack of goods, man, right? There's going to be a time where it's going to be great confusion upon the minds of the people, right? Everything that we're seeing right now, everything is flowing smoothly, so called, and even now, we're watching things start to degrade, right? We're seeing the downfall, slowly but surely, and it's just going to continue to ramp up and continue to happen quicker and quicker, man, right? Let's go back to Second Esdras 16. Second Esdras 16 and 21 again, it reads, Behold, victuals shall be so good cheap upon earth, that they shall think themselves to be in good case, and even then shall evils grow upon earth, sword, famine, and great confusion. For many of them that dwell upon the earth shall perish of famine, man. Many shall perish of famine. There's going to be a great number of people that die just from a lack of food, man. And we read, in that article, what happens when you people starve to death, right? That's why scriptures say the slain of the Lord shall be from one end of the earth to the other, man. Let me see if I can find that. It's a lot. Jeremiah 25. This is Jeremiah chapter 25 and verse 33. And it reads, And the slain of the Lord shall be at that day from one end of the earth even unto the other end of the earth, man, because the whole earth is going to feel this pain, man. It's going to feel the wrath of Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai. And that famine is going to take hold of a lot of the earth, man, chiefly Babylon the Great. But the whole world is about to suffer. And even, I'll tell you, from one end of the earth even unto the other end of the earth, they shall not be lamented, right? So it's going to be no time to have sorrow, right? Neither gathered up. It's like neither gathered nor buried. They shall be dung upon the ground, right? So these bodies are just going to be strewn across the land, man, right? People starve to death and their body just, their heart give out. And they give up the ghost, and they just laying there in the street, man. This is what's going to happen. This is what's going to happen to the vast majority of people, man, right? Like we just read, those that let me go back to it. 16, 2 Esdras 16 and 22, it says, For many of them that dwell upon the earth, many, a large number, right? Millions, man, billions, really, shall perish of famine, and the other that escape the hunger. So if you escape the famine, right, which is going to be a miracle in itself, if you escape the famine, the sword, it's like the others that escape the famine, shall the sword destroy, man. Verse 23, like we just read, and the dead shall be cast out as dung, like we just read in Jeremiah, and there shall be no man to comfort them, for the earth shall be wasted, and the cities shall be cast down. Man, look, this is what's coming, man, right? Let me see. That's pretty much the point, man. We could read through this whole chapter, of course, but just getting back to the point of the lesson, right? The majority of these people are about to starve to death, man. The majority of these people, so like it, the majority of what you see right now, the people rejoicing over Burger Day or whatever these other weak ass, sales of food and, you know, things to give a, what's the word, hope to the American people, right? As if as we read, the victuals are still good and cheap, right? That they think themselves to be in good case. We're about to see, absolute hell and chaos break loose, man. Sooner rather than later. So just a quick lesson to the spirit and power of Yahweh Shemel Shai, Lord willing. It was edifying, to the spirit and power of Yahweh Shemel Shai. I want to close by giving all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Rakah HaKodash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone who rule well and teach well, and peace and blessings to the hopeful elect pushing this word without truth, righteousness, and sincerity. Shalom, shalom, wa, kwame asherallah, and abad babal, man. DTA soon. Shalom.